Restoring Illinois to greatness. This is Illinois Rising, presented by the Illinois Opportunity Project and hosted by AM 560's Dan Proft.
Welcome back to Illinois Rising. I'm Pat Hughes of the Illinois Opportunity Project, filling in for Dan Proft. Joining me is Brian Timponi. And Brian, a big story that's happened for several weeks is, after the tragedy of the Parkland shooting, where this mentally ill young man who apparently people were warned about, I don't know how many different times, killed 17 people in that school. Tragic circumstance. The outcry from the left, of course, has been, we have to do something now. We have to ban guns. It's all about how bad the NRA is, right? It's their standard ongoing talking points, while gun violence in Chicago rages and rages and rages, and Chicago has the toughest gun laws in the country. And, there's no combination between policy and improvement of people's lives or safety. It's basically yelling, emoting and yelling. And for the young kids who are out there doing this and they're in pain and they're being used as props by the adults, I get it. My guess is someday they're going to look back on themselves and say, I was used by a structure and a system. But here in Illinois, there's a gun bill that is on the governor's desk that raises licensing fees and creates an oversight board or oversight boards. And there could be, a bill coming to ban bump stocks and raise the minimum age of purchase of guns to 21, which people are talking about. And it's on the governor's desk, and the governor has not said, Bruce Rauner has not said whether he'll sign or veto the regulations that are moving through the General Assembly. And, he has never been a conservative on social issues. He signed Sanctuary State. He signed HB 40. Yeah, I get it. He claimed to be a hunter or something like that. He didn't fill out in 2014 the questionnaire from the NRA because he didn't want to be affiliated with the NRA. Given the fact that he has betrayed conservatives on every single conservative principle, including, by the way, fiscally conservative principles, because his weak leadership disabled him from being able to stop the tax hike, and his 44-point plan got down to zero real quick. What do you think his position is on the gun situation, and why is he sort of not saying anything about what he's going to do?
Well, what's his position versus what he's tried to let people think his position is? Look, Governor Rauner had a lot of positions that didn't survive the first shot of battle, right? They changed,
no pun intended.
Yeah, they changed immediately. And so we know that he had no social agenda until he was presented with one in which he showed his social agenda. Now, this is the first chance for Rauner to take a position on guns, to show how courageous he is in defense of the Second Amendment. He walks around wearing this kind of goofy hunting attire all around the state to try to project this image that he's not a Winnetka blue blood, but instead he's one of the guys. Okay, here we are, and the Democrats are putting all these bills in his lap, and you mentioned the licensing bill. There's also a snitch bill that would create a hotline and allow people to snitch on their neighbors if they feel like they're mentally unstable. Imagine how that's going to work out, like Vladimir Putin, something he would concede.
All of my neighbors think I'm mentally
yes,
unstable.
So,
I don't know. Where am I going to go from there?
But look, Pat, the Democrats are really smart. They realize that they would have never pushed any of these ideas with a Democratic governor. They didn't do that. They're pushing him to Rauner because they know that Rauner has made a concerted decision with his wife to move to the left because he thinks that's the path to victory, right? He thinks the path to victory is to be a little more conservative Democrat. I hate the word, use the word conservative, but that's where he wants to be. And so they're going to give him the chance to show he's far left, or farther left, and they're going to put all these bills in his lap and see if he signs them.
Yeah, and it's interesting. My guess is he's going to try to stay silent on this as long as he can. But for sure, we're not going to hear anything about this, any support for gun regulations, any support for any of this in any meaningful way until he's the primary winner on March 21st, because if he did that now in a Republican primary, it would once again show the voters in the Republican Party, people who care about conservative values, people who care about the Republican platform, that Bruce Rauner has not and does not stand with them.